Someone asked, why is interest forbidden in Islam? Why does Islam forbid charging interest on money lent to another person? Well, have you ever heard the term that debt is a form of modern slavery? Let me explain it to you. You see, if a person borrows money from another, say for example, you're using a credit card and because of some financial constraints, you do not have money to make some purchase that you need to buy food or for your sustenance. So you go to your credit card, which is given to you by your bank, and you spend part of the money in the credit card. In essence, you're borrowing money from the bank. This money that you have borrowed has a condition on it that you have to pay back at the end of the cycle, failure of which you will have to pay extra percentage of interest. Say for example, and let's say for purpose of this exercise, let's take an example of 10% interest charged on that credit card if you do not pay back at the end of the cycle. So from this credit card, you have spent $50, for example, and you have an interest rate of 10%, which is $5 extra if you fail to pay back at the end of the cycle. Now, remember, in the first place, you had accessed this credit because of some financial constraint that you have. So at the end of the financial cycle, you still have a financial constraint. So you're not able to pay back the $55 or the $50. Now you have to pay extra $5 on it. This is adding extra burden on the person who is originally owing someone $50. And because he's unable to pay what he is originally owing, you're going to charge him extra for his failure to pay. This is burden. However, how it becomes slavery is that even if you get to pay the original amount that you borrowed, which is $50, that extra $5 that you have to pay on it, the work that you have to do to pay that extra $5 is slavery. How? Because now you're working for someone else, that is the lender. You're working to pay them that $5 and they don't have to do the work. It's like they are sending you to do the work to make money for them. Their actual money is the $50. Whatever you do to pay back that $50, you've already benefited from that $50. But that extra, whatever extra is charged on the money, any work that you have to do for that extra is a form of slavery. And that's why people say that debt is a form of slavery. Now, why does Islam forbid this? Remember what we talked about Islam being about fairness and equity and equality amongst men. Does this sound equal to you? Or is it fair to you that a person borrows $50 and now they have to pay $55 to another person without the lender having to do anything extra and you having to do all the work to give them extra money? Does it sound fair to you that a borrower who has only borrowed